can't wait to get my hands on your body. Take you to a place you never been. Roll me your eyes as I bite between your thighs.
Move your fucking hand.
You got a hold on me sexually, mentally. You stay on my mind. Oh,
stay on my mind.
I need you like air. I don't care, girl. I'm there at the drop of a dime. Oh, it's the you for me, and truthfully, the vibe we speak send chills down your spine. Oh,
baby, blind eyes can even see how bad we need each other and how much joy we bring into each other's lives, sexually, physically, emotionally. We support each and every subject, and we value each other's time. And I need that type of love in my life right now.
Cause at times I can be misunderstood. There'll be good days and bad days, like the preacher said it would. All I ask is you'll try loving me. All I ask is you'll try loving me. Cause I heard it ain't easy.
Good morning, everybody.
I heard it ain't easy. No, it ain't, girl. Loving me ain't. There'll be good days and bad days that lie ahead of us. But it don't matter as long as it's the two of us going through it together. I'm flawed and I know I cover my heart to keep my feelings from showing. When I'm going through, you're the first one to notice what I'm going through. Your love's like medicine. It feels better when I'm with you, girl. I had been hoping and praying and wishing to find a girl like you. I just hope that we can see this thing through. Cause I know it ain't an easy thing to do. I know. Well, to know me is to love me. Cause at times I can be misunderstood. There'll be good days and bad days, like the preacher said it would. All I ask is you'll try loving me. All I ask is you'll try loving me. I'm a little stubborn, yes. Am I impatient, yes. At times I'm hard to deal with, I know that, yeah. But it's you, baby. Yeah, it's you, baby. I won't do it for them, but I'll change for you, baby. Cause it's you that choose to love me, and I know that ain't easy at all. I can be misunderstood. I can be misunderstood, yeah. There'll be good days and bad days, like the preacher said it would. Like the preacher said it would. All I ask is you will try
Got more.
try loving me. All I ask is you will try loving me. Cause loving me ain't easy. I heard loving me ain't easy. Loving me ain't easy. I know it's hard trying to love, baby. Why don't you try loving me, girl? Loving me ain't easy.
How is everybody doing? Wonderful, I hope. We're going to start with a couple of updates because it's only a couple of people in the room yet. Because it's early. It's earlier than a mofo. Tasha, what are you doing up this early? I haven't been to sleep yet. This is one of those classic Tripsy insomniac streams. We go until Trip gets sleepy enough to actually go to sleep. So, what do we have on the docket today? First, we're going to do a couple of updates because there's not a lot of people here yet. Some, but not a lot. So, updates. Got the house sold. Yay! House sold. In Atlanta. Not Atlanta proper. Right now, I'm in Koreatown in Atlanta. I landed in Koreatown, y'all. I love it. I'm surrounded by like Korean restaurants. They got a karaoke bar. It's a big old H Mart. I ain't got no money for none of that, so I'm just looking. Yesterday, I was in Lawrenceville. Yeah, Lawrenceville. Because I switched hotels. Because this one, the price change, fluctuate, whatever. So, filling out the application for a house, rent, not own right now. QNM just got finished doing a show in Vegas. Woo woo, Vegas. And they have some more shows lined up. For more information on those, go to AnthonyQTheSinger.com. That's AnthonyQTheSinger.com. So, let me see about getting a thumbnail for this because I don't think Jaded's up yet. So I'll go ahead and reuse one that we have already used for now. And then we'll get a new one up later. But yeah, we got some stuff coming. 17 in the booth. Q, stay in the booth. Stay in that mofo. Yo, and the core artist is doing Diddy dirty all the way. I ain't never seen a head shape that funny before in my life. I promise you. That mess is shaped like the Blob. Hold on, I think I got something that'll suffice. It ain't even really a thumbnail. It's just a screenshot. But it'll work. It'll work. Download. So there is a lawyer. There's a law firm in Texas. Is it actually downloading? Okay, download complete. Let me close this up. Minimize this. I can't see anything right now. Hi, everybody. Save and save. And that'll do you. Okay. So there's a law firm in Texas, and they say they have about 120 cases. They rolled out about 6 yesterday, containing men, women, and a 16-year-old boy. One of them is supposed to be dated back to Puffy's, Diddy's, whatever, Sean Combs, whatever you want to call the man. I refuse to call him Brother Love. Maybe we should just call him Brother Freak Off. Brother Freak Off? That sound like a plan? So, Brother Freak Off was in college. So that could be a couple of things. I'm not sure yet. I didn't do any prep for this. Y'all have to excuse me because this is one of those just random lives. The Insomniac streams. Oh, they giving discounts for X verifications. Hold on, I'm on X trying to see if it's some new documents that aren't showing up on the document cloud. Criminal case against Sean Diddy. And this is what I don't understand, because when I'm with 17, because I was down there before I came up here, this is what I don't understand about a lot of these interviews, because he listens to them like trying to understand. He trying to understand, and I hear some of it. But when these lawyers and so-called specialists are on speaking on this subject, why are they just not speaking on the elephant in the room, whichever elephant it is? It could be like a big glaring topic, and they just glancing over that and going for some minutia or something that doesn't really matter. And I just don't get it. Okay, so it doesn't look like anybody got their hands on these lawsuits yet. Lawyers filed this motion for bail. This is after they indicated in the trial court filing that they're citing discovery subject to a protective order. Okay, then. Okay, so he has a motion for bail and it's sealed. This is from the 11th, so that's 4 days ago. And I think this is the one that got denied. Now, I could pull Pacer files, but we're not going to go there yet. There's not even anybody here besides Yemi. Yemi too. I love her. She's the only one here right now because it's 6:30 in the freaking morning. Let's see, are there any more? No. Sentencing is January. Oh, that's for Girardi. See, this is YSL trial. Discovery due. Okay, this is Diddy. This is from the 10th. Discovery due December 31st, 2024. Motions due February 17th, 2025. Oppositions due March 3rd, 2025. Replies due March 10th, 2025. And trial is supposed to start, if I'm not mistaken, March 25th, 2025. So, yeah, so far, because it's more than likely going to get pushed back. Because we could take Polite's case as an example. Remember, he had one court date and then they pushed it back. And then he got it pushed back, what was it, twice? And then that third time, the judge was like, But let's see. It says, minute entry for proceedings held before Judge Aaron Subramanian status conference as to Sean Combs held on 10/10/2024. Defendant Sean Combs present with appointed counsel Mark Agnafilo, Tenny Garagos, Alexandra Shapiro, Anna Estavao, and Anthony Rico. USA's Emily Johnson, Madison Smizer, Christy Slavic, and Mitzi Steiner present. Court reporter Rebecca Foreman present. Status conference held. Discovery due December 31st, 2024. Motions due February 17th, 2025. Oppositions due March 3rd, 2025. Replies due March 10th, 2025. Trial scheduled for May 5th. Okay, so I was wrong. May 5th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Pretrial conference scheduled for December 18th, 2024 at 2 p.m. on my birthday in courtroom 26A of 500 Pearl Street, New York, New York. By consent of the parties, the time between October 10th and December 18th, 2024 is excluded under the Speedy Trial Act, 18 U.S.C. 3161 parentheses H parentheses 7 parentheses A. In the interest of justice, detention continued. Discovery due by December 31st, 2024. Motions due by 2/17/2025. Replies due by 3/10/2025. Response due by 3/3/2025. Jury trial set for 5/5/2025 at 9 a.m. before Judge Arun Subramanian. Pretrial conference set for 12/18/2024, 2 p.m. before Judge Arun Subramanian. Entered 10/10/2024. That's from the 10th. They had, for the last bail hearing, they had a three-judge panel, and it was still denied. Let's see, courtlistener.com. Courtlistener.com. Let me switch y'all over here real quick. Search millions of decisions. Sean Combs. Dun, 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 dun. This is 2011. 1993? The hell he did then? Yo, what did Diddy do in 19... Jaded. Yo, can you knock me up a Diddy did it thumbnail for this? Maker's choice. Yo, what did Diddy do in 1993? Was that the club? Was that the what you call it? The Stampede, I don't know I don't mean that to be disrespectful. Y'all, the campus, the basketball charity event. Hold on, wait a minute. Is this a workers? It's a workers' comp case, y'all. It's a workers' comp case. I want to laugh so bad, and I want to laugh real loud, but I'm at the hotel. Hold on, we gonna deviate from regularly scheduled programming, and we finna read this. Ranger America appeals from a decision of the Arkansas Workers' Compensation Commission finding that appellee Sean Combs sustained a compensable injury on March 6, 1991. Appellant contends that appellee's injury resulted from his involvement in horseplay that constituted a substantial deviation from the course of his employment, and that the commission's findings to the contrary are not supported by substantial evidence. We disagree and affirm. In a workers' compensation case, the claimant has the burden of proving by a preponderance of the evidence that his claim is compensable, i.e., that his injury was the result of an accident that arose in the course of his employment and that it grew out of or resulted from the employment. When the insufficiency of the evidence is challenged on appeal, however, we will affirm if the commission's findings are supported by substantial evidence. This issue is not whether we might have reached a certain... Hold on, wait. Did he try to pull a slip and fall? Did Diddy try to pull a slip and fall to get enough money for Bad Boy? Don't take me seriously right now. I'm just speculating. Oh, but that would be a hoot if it was true. Yeah, I think that's the right one to be running right now, because we don't know what we gonna end up reading. Oh, so this was a magazine. Appealee was employed at Appellate's magazine plant. His duties involved moving stacks of magazines from a printing press to a loading area where they were placed on pallets. To prevent the magazines from sliding off of the pallets, they were covered with plastic stretch wrapping. On occasion, the wrapping would fray. When this occurred, the workers would smooth out the frayed areas with a knife or a razor blade. On March 6, 1991, Appealee's hand was severely lacerated when it came into contact with a knife held by co-worker Mike Lindley. According to Appealee's testimony, he was about 1 hour into his shift at a pellets plant and was covering the magazine-loaded pallets with stretch wrapping. When one of the wrappings frayed, he asked to borrow a pocket knife from co-worker Lindley. When Appealee felt a nudge from behind, he reached back with his right hand to receive the knife and was severely cut. Lindley testified that he and Appealee had in the past engaged in cutting or attempting to cut one another's belt loops with pocket knives. He testified that after work began on the day in question, Appealee was wrapping a stack of magazines when he asked for Lindley's knife. Lindley testified that he grabbed Appealee's belt loop intending to cut it, but when Appealee reached back and cut his hand on Lindley's knife. So wait. In its opinion, the commission noted that Lindley was apparently trying to cut Appealee's belt loop when the accident occurred. However, the commission found that Appealee was wrapping a stack of magazines and consequently had not deviated from his duties at the time the injury was sustained. The commission further noted that while Appealee may have participated in belt loop cutting in the past, there was no evidence that he was participating in that activity or any other form of horseplay at or near the time of the injury. You know what? This sounds like some shit that Diddy would do. You can't make this up. You can't. Oh, what do y'all think of my new thumbnail? I know I'm a little ADHD and I keep bouncing around topics, but what do y'all think about the new thumbnail? Okay, let's go back. These things will not let you reorder them by date, so you just have to go through Lemon versus Combs. McCombs versus McCombs. Wait a minute. What is this? 2005? This is Bovie L. Combs' direct appeal from his jury convictions. Oh, okay. This ain't Diddy. Hold on. Thumbnail incoming. Woo woo. Woo woo. Perfect. Thank you, bro. Let's see. Change. Save. I like it. I like it. Bridgeport Music Inc. versus Justin Combs. Okay, so this is why this one came up. This dude is related to Diddy. So maybe we should read this one. Seki. I did a couple of them, but I think I'm going to stick with that one because I like the little arch in the back. Bridgeport Music Inc. versus Justin Combs Publishing. This is from 2007. Okay, so this is about a song by the Ohio Players called Singing in the Morning. So looks like on Biggie's album Ready to Die, it contained an unlicensed sample of Singing in the Morning. It says, after plaintiffs brought suit against defendants for copyright infringement, a jury found in favor of plaintiffs and awarded compensatory and punitive damages. Bridgeport elected statutory damages under the Federal Copyright Act 17 U.S.C. 101 at SEQ and received the maximum award of $150,000. Westbound received its one-half share of compensatory damages, $366,939, and punitive damages in the amount of $3.5 million. Okay, so this is an appeal from that. That's your hometown? Yeah, man, it didn't even click. My head be a la land sometimes. Okay, so that's that one. So that one's unrelated. And this one, Combs versus Homer Center. That's not the same Combs. Sean Carney. This is Burroughs. Okay, so this is the old president of Bad Boy. Kirk Burroughs versus Sean Combs. So let's see. Kirk Burroughs alleges he is the victim of an extortion and racketeering scheme perpetrated by rapper Sean Combs. Hold on, because I know exactly where this is at. Kirk Burroughs, Diddy.
What went wrong between you and Puffy? Because if I'm not mistaken, he made you give up your ownership in Bad Boy, right? And they had you in the room and they had bats and they made you give over your percentage.
Art, I would love to be able to answer that. Like I said, the evolution of the company started like you and I sitting like we are right now. If in a way it's like you're there and I'm across from you. That's the way we started Bad Boy. I would come over to the Uptown office, my notebooks, writing down everything I needed to do that day. Oh, let's get the LLC together. Oh, call Kenny. We need the employment agreement. Oh, let's do this. Oh, we got this session to do. Oh, mostly it was productions with the producers, because we were uniquely situated as Bad Boy Productions to do productions on Uptown artists' productions, and we were paid through Bad Boy, through Uptown paying Bad Boy to do tracks for like Heavy D, Mary J, things of that sort. So we were very active in that, and that kept us very busy in that time to do that.
I don't know why he didn't tell Kirk his glasses was cocked to the side, but I'm gonna skip forward like 30 seconds.
I had 25% of the company. I didn't know why he needed to get that back from me and then give it back to me again. I didn't understand that. That's like a trick. Like, okay, here, I gave it to you, now give it back, and don't worry, I'm gonna give it right back to you. I didn't want to give it up. So he came into my office one day unexpected, him and Kenny Marsalis, they had it planned out. Kenny had the briefcase with all the stock certificates in it, and Diddy had the bat. Not like I'm gonna beat the shit out of you with the bat, but he had the bat like, man, we got to do this. This has to happen. I didn't feel I was gonna get beat down at all.
Nuts.
In all honesty, I got people.
I just want to say, and I've been saying this for a while, Diddy is completely and totally psychopathic. This was back in the late 90s, early 2000s when he ran up on Kirk like that. And he's not the only person that he did this to. It's another guy. He went in there, beat him with a... For everybody over what age? 35. Everybody know what them old house phones, the weight of them old house phones, they was about between 3 and 5 pounds. He beat that man with a house phone, with one of them office phones. It did it crazy.
That could jump out.
Disregard the freak offs, just the documented times that he done put his hands on somebody. He's a psychopath, in my opinion. I'm not a licensed psychologist or nothing like that, but from everything I know, he seems to be like a narcissist or a psychopath or some combination of the two.
The shadows in a minute.
Maybe.
I wasn't threatened by him. What I was messed up over was the fact that I started this company with you from day zero, and now the one solid thing that you told me I had, you want to take that back and do a return to me on that at this critical time that we're renegotiating and getting a step up on the contract. When he told me it was about all of that renegotiating and that I should trust, I did, begrudgingly, angry, upset. It wasn't right. I did it. He got the stock back. I went on, tried to get over that, kept doing my job, doing what I had to do, delivering everything. And once again, I was caught up in the job. I forgot all about it. And next thing you know, we had the snafu. I was fired. And he just said, oh, okay, bye. And since he had never given me the stock back, he never said that he would pay me anything or give me anything. He just avoided me all these years. Not only did he avoid me all these years, running high and started working with Mary, who the three of us started out together through Bad Boy Productions. What's the 411? She was signed to Uptown. She was started out under Elder.
He was Mary J. Blige's original manager. Guess who messed that up?
A&R person. He assumed an internship position, from internship to vice president of AD and A&R. He assumed the Mary Project. He put that magic on it. And with all of that success, when he got fired from there, the depression sunk in, suicide attempts, me, him, and his mother holding him together, Andre bringing him back, more success.
Maybe they should have let him just go ahead and do it. I'm just saying.
Andre fires him. More depression. I set up the company, go get the deal for distribution. Biggie dies. Depression. Upset. Wrong decision. The worst. I'm tired of puffing him up now. Because so many people had warned. I'm a little not distant, but not running after you with the shovel, cleaning up all the shit. Smell a little bit of it now. We lost the number one guy that we have. Listen, smell a little bit of it. Learn a lesson.
But they lost Craig Mack and Heavy D before that.
You out. I didn't pursue it with a lawsuit. I looked at it like this was big, black, beautiful. I had something to do with it. It looks good. I don't want to embarrass myself in front of all the other cultures that looked at us and said they were winning. This was beautiful. And say, oh, I knew something was messed up with those guys. I knew something was wrong. I was trying to hold that back. At the same time, it was the worst thing that could have ever happened. He didn't want to honor me with credit. He started erasing my names off the albums, taking me off of anything that had.
And why was he able to do that? Because you didn't speak up. If you had spoke up at the time, you wouldn't have been erased. That's how it goes.
Had any history with the company. He never paid me not one thing out. Percentage wise, legacy wise from Bad Boy Entertainment, and I had 25%. In the legal world, I still have what they call a tolling agreement. If you give someone something, take it back, and didn't give them a fair exchange in value for it, then it's not a consummated deal per se. I still have a claim on those stocks.
And see, Gene Deal did an interview with Kirk Burroughs. They sat down, had dinner, and did an interview. Hey, Maximum. And they talked about all this. If y'all want to see, y'all can go because it's an hour and something interview. But let's get back to this one. Okay, so alleges he is a victim of an extortion. While the complaint, even in its proposed amended form, devotes much attention to the incidents having no direct relation to Burroughs, the heart of the controversy is Burroughs' claims to portions of Bad Boy's profits. Specifically, Burroughs alleges that he was given a 25% ownership interest in Bad Boy in 1993, along with the concomitant. I ain't never seen that word before. Hold on. Let me go to trusty Google. Something that accompanies or collaterally connected with something else. Concomitant. Okay. Promised that he would receive a corresponding portion of Bad Boy's profits, but that in 1996 he was forced to involuntarily relinquish this interest in writing when Messrs. Combs and Marcellus threatened him with a baseball bat. See proposed amended complaint. Thereafter, according to the complaint, the allegedly mercurial Combs periodically promised to renew Burroughs' interest in Bad Boy even after Burroughs was terminated from his employment at Bad Boy in 1997-98. Okay, so let's go on to the next one. Yeah, Maximum is 6 more. That lawyer in Texas. He got 120 so far. He just filed 6. It's men, women, and it's a 16. It was somebody that was 16. It's a male that was 16 years old at the time that's filed in this lot. Combs versus Homer Center School District. What's Diddy mama name? Hey, Google. What's Sean Combs' mother's name?
Sean Combs' mother's name is Janice Combs.
Okay, so that ain't her. That's not him. Okay. That's not him. That's not him. Hold on. go on to the next page. Somebody gotta say this. Good morning. Good morning. Broomfield versus Lowe. No. No. Kieran versus Arista Records, 2010. Okay, hold on. Let me resituate. Okay. So this one's from 2010. The magistrate judge's recommended ruling of February 25th, 2010 recommends that the defendant's motion for summary judgment be granted on the plaintiff's claim of copyright infringement on the ground that no reasonable trier could find that the two songs at issue are substantially similar. Plaintiffs proceeding pro se have filed written objections to the recommended ruling. In their memorandum, they argue that summary judgment should not be granted because there are 11 disputes of material fact. Of these 11 disputes, only disputes 5 through 11 relate to the recommended ruling. None of the arguments advanced in connection with these disputes, i.e. disputes 5 through 11, provide a basis for denying the defendant's motion for summary judgment. Accordingly, the recommended ruling is approved and adopted. Plaintiffs contend that in ruling on the motion for summary judgment, the court 228 should consider the report of their expert witness, Mr. Mask. The magistrate judge's recommended ruling sustains the defendant's objection to this report on the grounds that the report does not disclose Mr. Mask's qualifications, and plaintiffs have otherwise failed to show that he is qualified to provide expert testimony. Plaintiffs contend that the report should be considered on the merits because the failure to disclose Mr. Mask's qualifications as an expert is attributable to their former counsel. As the recommended ruling makes clear, however, even if defendant's objection to Mr. Mask's report was overruled and his report was considered on the merits, summary judgment still would be proper. Plaintiffs need next to contend that they have a right to a trial in which they can show that Pharrell Williams lacks credibility. Lord, they suing Pharrell. Okay, so this one seemed like a junk lawsuit. Let's go back. Ooh, ooh, do, 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 do. 3,000 pick. Yeah, yo, he said he got like over 12,000 calls within a 24-hour period. I was screaming. Libertarian, no, that ain't him. Versus Roseman, this is from November 2016. Appeal from a judgment of the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York convicting defendant of murder for hire and related charges. Hold on, what is this? Okay, Roseman has another altercation with G Unit in December 2006 at an award. And the meeting was organized between Roseman and G Unit. What in the... Okay, so this is the U.S. versus James Roseman. Jaded, have you ever heard of that? Like a lot of this stuff I ain't never heard of. I mean, granted, I'm not like all into the rap scene, but dang. Okay, so it says appeal from a judgment of the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York, convicting defendant of Bang Bang for hire and related charges. On appeal, defendant contends that 1, the district court erred in ruling that certain defense arguments would open the door to admission of statements made during a proffer session. 2, the district court erred in admitting evidence of prior bad acts. And 3, there was insufficient evidence to support the conviction. We agree that the district court incorrectly applied the waiver provision in defendant's proffer agreement and erred in precluding defense counsel from making certain arguments at trial. Because the error was not harmless, we vacate the judgment of conviction and remand for further proceedings consistent with this opinion. Vacated and remanded. Hold on. Let me see. James J. Roseman. Lord, he looked like Dave Chappelle and Michael Blackson had a baby. James Roseman, often known as Jimmy Henchman, former record executive. Does that name sound familiar, Jaded? Jimmy Henchman? Okay, so Wikipedia says in June 2010, Roseman was arrested on charges of trafficking cocaine, money laundering, and witness tampering. He went on trial in May 2012, represented by Gerald Shargle. On June 2012, Roseman was convicted in federal court in Brooklyn. Yeah. It's alleged that led to large-scale bi-coastal narcotics trafficking organization that transported in love with the coke from Los Angeles to New York metropolitan area. The group known as the Roseman Organization in turn shipped cash proceeds from the narcotic sales back to Los Angeles using a variety of methods as part of its operation. Millions of dollars in cash and narcotics were sent through Federal Express and United Parcel Service, often covered in mustard to avoid discovery by detection dogs. In the indictment, prosecutors noted that Roseman made over $11 million a year since 2007 through his drug trafficking scheme. On October 2013, Roseman was sentenced to life imprisonment. As part of his sentence, he forfeited approximately $14 million in cash and property. United States Attorney for the Eastern District of New York, Loretta E. Lynch, said that Roseman's carefully crafted image as a music mogul was in reality a cover for the real Jimmy Roseman, a thug in a suit. Presiding Judge John Gleason remarked that he would have sentenced Roseman to life even if it were not legally required, as his crimes were astonishing in their breadth, duration, and intensity. On March 10, 2016, Roseman filed a habeas corpus appeal with the same federal court seeking a new trial, along with a complaint to the U.S. Department Office of Professional Responsibility against former U.S. Attorney Todd Kaminsky, citing actions taken with regard to securing testimony from the government's lead witness, Henry Black Butler. In 2019, the court denied the writ and dismissed his appeal. Okay, so this seems to be the part that's in this lawsuit right here. In June 2012, Roseman was charged with 4 crimes in connection with the death of G-Unit affiliate Lowell Lodi Mac Fletcher, including Bang Bang for hire and conspiracy to commit Bang Bang. Roseman is alleged to have arranged the Bang Bang as payback for the alleged assault on his son by Lodi Mac and Tony Yayo. The trial began on February 10, 2014 in a New York federal court. More than 35 witnesses testified at the trial. Closing arguments finished on March 4, 2014. The jury deliberations resulted in a huge jury on the in a hung jury on the 4 counts for both Roseman and co-defendant Johnson. Roseman came before a jury again in December 2014, and on December 11th, the jury found him guilty on all charges for the murder of Lowell Lodi Mac Fletcher. Dang, I forgot to say bang bang. On March 23rd, 2015, Roseman was sentenced to life in prison plus 20 years by Judge Colleen McMahon. So this is from 2016. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Second Circuit overturned the conviction in 2016. The case was tried for the third time in 2017. Roseman was again convicted and sentenced to life plus 30 years. Yeah, probably maximum. But see, Diddy is mentioned in this. See, right here. Okay, so Lodi Mac and Tony Yayo did something, and then they retaliated. So then Roseman had another altercation with G Unit in December 2006 at an awards ceremony at the Apollo Theater in Harlem. Marvin Bernard of G Unit confronted Roseman at the event about Taylor talking reckless about G Unit frontman Curtis Jackson. In anticipation of a shooting, Roseman left through a side exit with his associates, including Khalil Abdullah. After they left the Apollo, Roseman and Abdullah followed Bernard's car and shot 50 rounds into it when it pulled over. Following the Apollo incident, a meeting was organized by music industry mogul Sean Combs between Roseman and G Unit manager Christopher Lightly to make peace between the groups. But wait. Where does he come in? Because this is the only time he mentioned in this daggone thing. So all of a sudden, they shooting at each other, and then Diddy pop up. Wait, let's make peace. Maximum, when you got money, when you have the type of money where you can pay off officials, it happens. You know, if folk kill me, they be like, why y'all targeting a black man? No, it's not targeting a black man. White folk get arrested for this shit every day. Chris Lightly from Violators Music. Yeah, Max. I'm hoping that man that was in the studio. Remember when we read the Lil Rod lawsuit? He said somebody got shot at that studio and they took him off in the ambulance and he hadn't seen nor heard from him since. I'm hoping that man in witness protection and not unalived. And they gonna trot him out. The meeting got heated and resulted in Roseman getting mushed in the face by Lightly. Rather than quell the feud, the meeting only increased tension between the groups. Then they assaulted Roseman's son. And then Roseman retaliated. So let's go back. Oops. I went back too far. Sean O. Smith, Sean and Combs' hair, Roy Combs, Sean Joyce, United States versus Houston, 2002. Patrick Houston. On the morning of January 19, 2001, defendant Patrick Houston was driving his black Cadillac Escalade SUV and was stopped by an officer of the Memphis, Tennessee Police Department because he was exceeding the speed limit and because there had been a general police alert concerning several Cadillac Escalades recently reported as stolen from local dealerships. As the officer approached the driver's door, he saw through the rear seat's window what appeared to be the butt of a firearm protruding from the map or storage pocket situated on the back of the driver's seat. Oh Lord, here we go. Hold on, let me search for where Diddy come in on here. And once again, he's only perhaps representing nothing more than an interesting coincidence and not explored at trial. The Carruthers Edwards story that first emerged at hearings in early March 2001 was uncanny in its similarity to the theme of a then current and very well publicized trial of another rap music figure, Sean Puffy Combs, charged with the illegal possession of a firearm found in a vehicle. In that trial, Wardell Fenderson, one of the musicians accompanying employee drivers, claimed ownership and possession of the firearm. He later recanted and said he had been paid by Combs to falsely take responsibility. The Combs trial began with opening statements on January 29, 2001, and the verdict was returned on March 16th. See, Harriet Ryan's chauffeur is unflappable during cross-examination, courttv.com, trial report, February 16, 2001. Fenderson was driving Combs' souped-up SUV December 27, 1999, when Combs and his companions fled a gunfight at a Times Square disco. When police found a gun in the getaway car, Fenderson was arrested for weapons possession along with Combs, his then-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez, and his bodyguard Anthony Wolf Jones. He later told the prosecution that Combs and Jones were armed the night of the shooting and had offered him $50,000 to take the rap for a 9mm semi-automatic gun found in the SUV. He said that although he initially accepted the bribe and confessed to police, he soon changed his mind. I bet he did. Don't nobody want to go to jail. Ain't nobody trying to go to jail for you, Diddy, besides Shine Ass. Yeah. But I'm saying that's one that we know for fact that, because like, let me say it this way. It'll be easier to place him than it would be somebody at a freak off. Oh, and Soft White Underbelly they interviewed somebody that said they was at a Diddy freak off. We gonna do that next. We're gonna do that next. Give me a minute. We gonna finish this one, and then we're gonna do that next. No, I'm trying to see if there's a video. Nope. Excuse me. Hold on, I know where it's at because I've dropped it in Messenger. Oh, and I don't know how many of y'all heard me yesterday, but in the last couple of days, DJ Craig B passed. For those of us that were friends with him on Facebook, we know he'd been in the hospital. He had surgery, but it seems like this weekend he slipped off. After I get up this afternoon, I'm gonna see if I can contact his wife and see if they taking flowers or anything for the funeral. Don't send nothing yet, because we don't know nothing yet. But if they are, I'll let y'all know, and we'll take up whatever is sent to her and the kids. Hold on, I'm scrolling up here trying to get this link. Let me close a couple of these down because I got too much stuff open.
In a world where algorithms and financial incentives dictate the information we see, it's easy for important stories to slip through the cracks.
Yeah, Jay.
This is powerful because it can heavily influence and divide public opinion. Much of what I do on Soft White Underbelly is about digging deeper and trying to...
Look, I was on Facebook and I saw it on Raz page, so I was like, wait, what? So I was looking for Craig page and couldn't find it. So I went digging for his wife page, and I confirmed it on there. He passed this weekend. Because remember, he had went into the hospital for heart surgery. So I don't, because he had said he was doing better. So I don't know.
See beyond our own biases. And this is why Ground News is a perfect fit for my channel. On any given news story, their app and website combine every article published on it worldwide. We can also see context on each news source, like where it may fall on the political spectrum and how credible it is based on use of subjective language. This is important to think about if you're interested in forming an educated opinion on topics that are in the news, especially on key issues of this channel. Thank you for watching. It was December of 22.
Oh yeah, about to be 23.
December of 22, you were here. You did our first interview. You were just some girl that I met through a friend.
Right.
And you were doing this interview, and you mentioned something about...
I accidentally mentioned it too.
Now, this interview right here was done 3 days ago. This one right here. But he did one with her in the December of 2022. And when she's talking about the freak off, she's talking about the time frame of 2018.
Like it slipped out.
About P. Diddy.
About P. Diddy.
You went to one of his parties.
Yeah. Crazy party.
And he's in the news now because of all the scandal.
And they didn't believe me. But when it started coming out, people were like mentioning me like, you were telling the truth about it. And I'm like, duh, I'm not gonna lie about something like that. And I kind of like tried to briefly talk about it because I knew it wasn't gonna seem true because it was just too much. It was too
crazy.
It was too crazy. People were gonna think that I was just lying. It had like a lot of people involved, celebrities and stuff. So I was trying to be real vague about it, but that party traumatized me.
Now, hold on, because I'm going to flip to the one before this.
All right, Tania. Tania, where'd you grow up? Where are you from originally?
I'm from LA, West Adams District, and just all over the West Side, but that's where I first grew up, West Adams District.
Mm-hmm. Tell me about your family.
My family, I grew up in it was my mom, and I wasn't even in her household, but I told my grandma first, and I told my best friend's mom, then I need it. And I know a nigga ain't gonna try to give it to me, so I gotta go and get it. And I'm like, but I'm grown. Yeah, but you been doing this. And being young, she knew how you out here sit up at no 9 to 5 and just get a little bitty check. I can't do it.
Yeah, that was 5 kids.
Not with 5 kids, it's not enough. So it's like, It's not like, oh, I just don't want to do the right things. No, it got to make sense. And I'm a beautiful Black woman.
I know you love your kids, but do you regret having kids?
No, that's one thing I don't regret. Only because I wanted kids.
We can guacamole dip this early in the
just puts
morning,
your back
man.
against the wall financially.
Yes. They break me. And then, like spending the time and then kind of like be like a role model too.
Because if you had no kids, you'd be free to go to Miami, go to
Listen, I'll be in Tokyo right now. Right. I would be doing something different. And I always think about that. But I try not to have a regret with kids because I'm the one who laid down and kept it. I could have had an abortion. I got a few abortions before. So if I kept my kids, obviously God wanted me to have them. Everything happens for a reason. So, and it's a purpose. And them kids be slowing me down.
Pre-watch this one, but this one goes dead into it.
How did you get invited to it?
By being with a prince that I met in LA. He lived in Glendale, California. And, long story short, I got out of this crazy little contract and I was looking for somebody to invest in me. And I knew somebody who knew somebody that was like, I want to introduce you to a prince. He know a lot of celebrities, producers and stuff. So I never put two and two together that
which is true.
This prince knew P. Diddy as the producer.
You say a prince of what?
He was a Arabian prince.
Really?
Yes. Wow. And he really
extreme elements
was a prince for real. But I wasn't worried about him being a prince. I was worried about who he actually knew. So when he invited me to, he met me, he said, I want to invite you tomorrow to Music Ultra Week, whatever. And it's like an event, Ultra Music Week. It's like an event for like 2 weeks where people party, including P. Diddy. And they party at Club Live. They party at like just in South Beach, Star Island, like where P. Diddy stays or throw his freak offs at. And I never knew that we were going to go there because I was there for 2 weeks and I knew it was something fishy. He kept saying, I got a surprise for you. I'm like, but I'm only supposed to stay for 2 weeks and I'm here longer than 2 weeks. And it was almost a month. It was basically a month by then. And he was like, no, because I just want you to meet one special person. So he ended up telling me, like, when we went to Club Live, he was like, guess where we're going tonight? I'm like, where? He's like, to P. Diddy's house. I'm like, oh, really? I'm like, that's crazy because I hear a lot about P. Diddy. And I'm like, his house for what? Like, to go sing? He's like, no, he's throwing this wild party. Da-da-da. I'm like, oh, okay. So we went from Club Live. It ended at like, the clubs end at like 3 or 4 and not 2 like how out here is. So we waited around the mansion, the Prince's mansion, for about an hour. And then soon as 6:30 hit, we went. We all got in the car, like a big Uber. And me and all the other girls. Now, mind you, I'm the only Black girl. So I'm like, oh, yeah, I'm about to meet P. Diddy. Oh, like, I'm probably going to have to sing for him. Da-da-da. And I just tried to, like, keep my composure. So we get there, and that's when stuff got weird. And that's why they lock up our phones, because they know what we see in there, it's he can get in trouble, like right now. So basically, we arrived, security guard patted us down. They put our phone in this little bubble case. So the bubble case is closed. They can't get unlocked until we walk out. So as we're in there, the only way of us taking any type of pictures is if we get in the photo booth. He has like a Teen Love photo booth or whatever. Take like 4 pictures. So I, got pictures. I still got everything in my Snap too, like photos, everything. That's all you could get. So I'm walking around or whatever. So one of his sons, I'm not going to tell you which one, but it was like recruiting like whoever they wanted to go inside the house. Because the freak off is inside the house and in the backyard. So you have the pool, and they're playing loud house music. Like, Mark, the house music, it makes you feel kind of woozy, first of all, because it's like a rave or something. Dun, 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 and it's real loud. So you can't really see nothing, but you're seeing everybody like walking around drunk, hopping around. It's still 7 a.m.
He putting Tusi in the alcohol. the rave effect is like a trance-like state. So he got everybody in there raved out. It's wow.
So the sun is like coming up, and people are walking around naked, period. Let's get into it. They're walking around naked already, and they're in the pool skinny dipping, and they're drinking mimosas in the pool, but then it's like a waitress walking around giving people drinks, just passing people drinks, you know, and people are just taking them. Me, I don't drink like that, but I'm like an occasional drinker. Like I'll drink if we're partying or whatever, just for that occasion. So, because people are going to keep saying, drink, drink, drink. But I didn't take a drink yet. But I just had it in my hand. So one of the sons seen me walking. Mind you, I'm with other girls, but we split up. So I was walking with one girl. She's a Puerto Rican girl. So P. Diddy's son was like, you. And I'm like, me or her? And then he was like, no, you. Come here. So I went to him, and he gave me some shoes. So these shoes was like some terry cloth, like robe shoes, white shoes. And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with these? He was like, go in the house with these. He was like, everybody who gets these shoes, you get to go in the house. But I'm thinking you could just go in the house if you want to, but everybody can't go in the house. They're literally selectively picking who they want. So I'm like, well, what about my friend? He was like, no, only you. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm holding the shoes.
A party within a party, and probably another party within that party. So they have a sectioned off area where they got people that they want to be there, and they distinguish them by the shoes. What are those? See?
I'm walking around. You know, I'm a good loyal friend. I'm not going to go inside a house where they say my friend can't go. So we just walking around mingling. But we tripping out, looking at everybody like they off everything smoking and jumping around like hooligans. And so I seen P. Diddy or whatever, and I seen him with the Prince. I'm not going to say what he was doing, but something really, I get real nervous. Something real crazy.
In memory of Craig B., for those of y'all that was here that night, remember when he told us about that birthday party in the A he went to, and he went to go to the bathroom and opened the wrong door? In the words of Craig, he said he opened that door, and all he could say, excuse my language, y'all, Grandma 3000, hey boo, was a sissy with a bag full of dicks. I still don't know exactly. I got an inkling, but I still don't know what he got a chance to ask him now. Rest in paradise.
I don't like to really expose people. I could talk about me, but when it's about like me, my family, because it's us. But when it's other people, bro, doing something real sexual, that's all I'm going to say. So that we could see and so that we can get turned on, okay? So he's doing something with himself. And I'm like, girl, do you see him? She's like, yes. But mind you, we're screaming like, girl, do you see him? Oh my God. Because of the music. And I'm just like, whatever. Then he starts to act like really obnoxious, like, I'm the king of the world, jumping around, doing all this stuff. So I'm like, okay, that's regular P. Diddy shit. But what got me was how he walked up to me and was like, why are you not in the house? And I'm like, what do you mean? He like, how are you enjoying my house? So we had a little talk or whatever. He started talking about all these things. Oh, yeah, you're the one that, you know, I seen was telling me about the Prince. He's like, oh, yeah, it's very nice to meet you. Like, your life is not going to be the same, da-da-da-da. We started talking about going to Cuba. Are you going to Cuba with us? I'm like, what? And that's the thing. I didn't really know about this. So this is when I start asking around or whatever. And I said that in the last interview. But to get to the point, I ended up going in the house because he was on me, like, go in that house. I'm like, okay. And then the person that he was dating at that time, we're not going to say her name, but we all know, she came and was like looking at him like, what are you doing? Because he was talking to me for too long. So she came to like rub on his shoulders or whatever. And he just pushed her. And I'm looking like real uncomfortable, like, oh, I know what this is about. I don't want to be in the middle of there or whatever. So that's what made me go into the house because I'm like, okay, let me just go in the house. So I told my friend, like, wait right here, girl. Let me just put on these shoes, see what this house is about. Walk up in there. I don't judge people, because at the time I was just smoking weed. But you know when people are out of their mind, and you know when people, you know what you don't want to be a part of. And it's just like I'm seeing stuff that you see on movies. This corner, this got going on. This corner, they over here doing this. This corner, they over there having sex. This corner, I'm just going to say, because I don't know what I can say, because I'm not trying to be incriminating myself, but they were dressed up like little Harajuku Barbies.
Like what?
Little people, okay? We're not going to say what type of little people, but like a fetish.
Harajuku is cosplay kind of frills and lace and bows, very short skirts, tights, penny loafers, very young girlish. She said little people, so I don't know if she meant actual little people or children, but yeah. So let me pull it back so now that y'all got some kind of context.
I'm just going to say, because I don't know what I can say, because I'm not trying to be incriminating myself, but they were dressed up like little Harajuku Barbies.
Like what?
Little people, okay? We're not going to say what type of little people, but like a fetish. And I'm looking like, what are they doing here? Like dressed up, little red lipstick, like they weren't supposed to be there. But I'm just looking like maybe it's some type of production going on. But why would they be at this party at 7 o'clock in the morning with grown people? Like, why would they be here? So I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, but then when I'm looking in this corner, this person laid out, and I'm looking like, what's going on? Then I'm seeing like Instagram models or whatever. I'm like, oh, hey. So I'm kind of getting distracted, feeling like kind of comfortable. Like, she's here? Oh my gosh, she's here. And then I see P. Diddy, walking through the house like with his eyes on me. Like, like, is this, you see, like, are you agreeing with this? And I don't. Now, mind you, I still got my friend out there. So I walked out of the house and I'm telling her like, oh my God, bitch. Like, this is, oh my God, she like for real? But I'm just like, I'm not even tripping. Like, oh, well, like, this nigga's weird. Like, so I'm really looking at the situation like, I don't even want to be involved in this type of stuff, because once I see something, I can't get it out of my mind. And I'm like a hypochondriac. Like, I keep on having flashbacks about it. So, whatever. So, of course, I come out, and then here he goes again. And another rapper, well-known rapper, comes and starts feeling on me like, hey, you. So now it just seems like everybody is faded at this point. They're either drunk or on all the drugs, obviously, with this house music. So now I just feel like trapped in. Like, I don't like it. And I know the devil when I see it. Because by me being so spiritual and tapped in, I know when something is not right. I'm not judging, but I just don't want to be a part of it, because how am I going to get out of this shit? Like, I'm already here. And then I heard conversations or whatever. And then P. Diddy was like, that's the one that I want. I want her.
Yeah,
so now I feel like, they plotting on me. Like, did you bring me here on purpose? Like, is this the, producer you was talking about? And I came here specifically with the Prince to rub elbows with people, to network for the music week. But then I put two and two together like, the Prince have been saying your life is never going to be the same. You're going to be happy. Somebody's expecting you. And I just feel like that was the time that I was going to get sex trafficked or, drugged or something like that. And then they kept trying to make me, like, I've been around celebrities before. If a rapper wants you or somebody wants you, they're not going to do it. They're going to send somebody else to do it. So if a waitress is coming or another girl or a pretty girl or a guy, they'll sick somebody on you. Like, take this drink, do this, do that. And then you just feel eyes on you, like watching to see if you're going to do it, when you're going to do it. So I already know what time it was. And it's crazy because I had to leave that place. In my last interview, I told you I had to escape. I had to leave from the Prince because he was telling me we was leaving for Cuba the next day. Cuba with who? With P. Diddy or what? Like, this is all crazy. So to see all of this stuff come out, and I escaped by leaving. I had to call the police and everything. I had to leave with the Prince. That's another story. From the Prince, from that house. I didn't leave with the other girls. I had to get my phone unlocked, of course. But, like, I had to, like, catch a taxi, not even an Uber, a taxi, to another location, and then I end up going to the airport, and I end up leaving because I just felt bamboozled. First, I'm getting lied to about how long I'm supposed to stay there. Then you keep talking about I'm supposed to meet this producer, but we're not talking about nothing with music, but you're talking about going to Cuba. We didn't even do what we were supposed to do in Miami, or did we do what we were supposed to do in Miami at this freak off? But because I'm not cooperating with what I see, and I feel like that's what the Illuminati and stuff is about, like a secret society. Like they want to see what you allow, what you cool with, and then next thing you know, boom, take that drink, you're drugged. Take that, you're out of it. Take that pill, because everybody was off something, but you had to be.
You got to tell him no.
In that environment like that.
How many people were at this event?
Like hundreds. Even when it was a certain amount outside, but in the house was really crowded. You know what I'm saying? And you would think that, like, it was more people in the house.
And you walked around?
Yeah, I walked around for about 5 minutes. I seen what I need to see. And I was like,
she did not.
No, ma'am.
Quick.
No, sir. Because it was like selling your soul at that house. And if you like that, it's nothing to you. But if you're not like that, you're going to feel uncomfortable. And then it's like, at first, I used to think P. Diddy was like, so he always talk about team love and all of this stuff. Like he's all about, no, he all about sex, himself. And I know sex because I've dealt with men, Mark. So I know when somebody is trying to lead you on to stuff and sitting back acting like he just this macho man. And he is a charmer, though. That's one thing. Like, he will charm the fuck out of you. But for me, that's so game tight. I'm like, I know what this is. And I'm ready to get to the music. Like, if that's the case, you should have been like, don't tell me you about to change my life and da-da-da-da. And, oh, have you been writing? Oh, that's nothing, too. He was like, have you been writing the songs that I seen been telling you to write? Because the Prince wanted me to write out all the songs I ever made in my life. I said, without the beat? He's like, yeah, just start writing songs. So you never know. They'll take my music, drug me, fuck me, do whatever, and just throw me away, basically. Or after you have something on me, when we do the music, you have that on me that this happened, and now I'm blackmailed or some shit like that. So touching all on me at that party, even the rapper who touched all on me, like, that rapper was cool. Like, I was liking that rapper. But when they were like, you and doing all that.
Morning, love.
What can I do? All I could do is just say, like, move his hand, like, oh, I'm fine, but, trying to, like, still be cool. But I'm like, why do everybody feel comfortable to just touch on you? Even P. Diddy, like, why I look up and you're right there? And then, like, in my face, like, are you, like, in my house? Like, it's weird. Like, looking at him is like when you're a kid and you're getting in trouble by your parent and you can't look them in their face. And it's like a demon. I'm telling you, like this dark spirit, like he possessing you as he's looking at you. That power, that control. So I'm like, I read The Art of Seduction, motherfucker. I know what you're doing. And you're trying to really seduce me right now. And, oh, take a drink. Oh, do this, do that. Go in there. Like it's just not nothing. And I want to know why me go in the house and why not the girl? So now you're picking and choosing. So it's fishy to me. So when all this stuff started coming out, I was like, I knew I was right. I knew it. Like, it ain't no doubt about that P. Diddy was doing all that. And like I say, I don't judge because I've been around people doing cocaine. But these hard drugs that they was doing and just, I ain't gonna lie, it was orgies and stuff going on. So all of this stuff going on, I'm like, why is people doing stuff all in the open? Like, that's just offending me and assaulting me, period. Because where am I at? I didn't sign up for this. And how can I really get out? So I had to like ease my way on out. It's security, but they not caring about what happens as long as that phone is closed. They damn near don't care if somebody died up in there. Ain't nobody can film it.
And there were famous people or not?
It was a whole bunch of famous people.
Yeah.
Like 4 famous people and then some Instagram models. And the whole time he just was like trying to undress me with his eyes. And I was thinking like, this is really no cap. Because at that time, I always been skinny. So at that time, the son who came up to me, I was like, boy, is it because I resemble your mom? Like, like Kim Porter, like stuff like that. Like, you just never know. Like, I feel like, P. Diddy does have a type. I feel like everybody that was in that house, it was a certain type of person. It was a certain type of something that he wanted and what he liked. And you could just tell, like, he get whatever he wants. That's why he has no problem touching on you, being all in your face, popping up on you, being obnoxious, and just hounding you until you do what he say. And that's just how the industry is already, especially him, because he got a lot of money, you know?
Because you're a singer as well, right?
Yeah, so they probably like, do you want this opportunity or what? And I'm like, not that damn bad, but I do want it. I do. But if I already got a bad vibe and I'm seeing stuff that you're into, I already know how this is going to be. So I don't want to, like, you know, ignore some red flags and then I'll be in trouble because of you. Like, literally in trouble. Like, we know his past, like, Shine, the rapper, you know, being in jail because of him. Like, don't think just because I'm from where I'm from, you could just do anything. And that's why I never really said nothing about it, because I just feel like, who am I? You know, he got money. Like, ain't nobody gonna believe me. But I have all the receipts.
And that right there is the statement. He got money. Who gonna believe me? And that's basically what most of these people was thinking. Let me refresh my browser real quick because Restream acting funky again. One sec.
I have it all in my Snap to this day. It never went nowhere. That was just my experience just being in Miami for the first time. I didn't know that I was going to end up at P. Diddy's house.
Did you take photos outside the house?
When I got my phone back, yeah.
Videos or something?
I took videos when I was going to the house before I knew this was some weird shit. And then when I got my phone, I ended up, recording. And then I had the shoes on.
Oh, you had the shoes?
I left with the shoes on because I don't know where I put my shoes at when I put those on. And it was a lot going on. It was real loud. So, I don't know. It just tripped me out. And I was like, is he gay? You know, like, and nothing against gays. I couldn't put my finger. I was like, what is this dude into? But
he'll trisexual. He'll try anything.
His house, his freak off. No, not like that. You know I'm going to make everything into a joke. But this is a real serious situation because it'll traumatize you because now I ain't trusting no producer. I look at everybody like if I went to the top of the top and I've been looking at him like this top-notch mogul and like whatever. But child, it's a lot. But it's some stuff, you know, that I did leave out because I don't want to say too much. But
for the outro is peace and welcome. Yeah.
Because I told you there was some celebrities in there. But for these girls that did get drugged and did take these drinks, I feel like it's because everybody was all having fun. You know, you wouldn't think that somebody would do something like that to you until you get to seeing everything. And once you're intoxicated, it's too late. It's just too late. So that's why you gotta watch what drinks you take. And they was just pushing them on us too much. Take a drink. And I'm like, no. Because I was already, you know, sipping a little bit at Club Live. So I wanted to, like, mind you, I'm thinking, like, he going to ask me to sing in a minute. I don't want to be toe up, you know? Mm-hmm. Until I put two and two together. And then I'm like, yeah, I'm glad I did.
I'm glad you got out and survived.
Yep. I'm always surviving. This is no joke.
You're a survivor. For
real. And it's like, I'm still going through stuff. You know, you don't survive being traumatized. And these things do traumatize you because it's like, dang, I can't never get around this. Like, it always end up to this, sex or some creep shit or somebody taking advantage of you or something or feeling all on you and you can't do nothing because...
You thought the streets were dangerous.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm telling you. But, yeah. So I just want to see, like, you know, what's going to happen because I know a lot of people was... He went to trial today. And I didn't even know.
It's going to be in the news for a while, I think.
It's going to be in the news, and a lot of stuff is going to come out. So don't be saying I'm lying, because I wasn't lying.
This is all alleged, but
right.
Sounds like it's pretty consistent with things that are in the news.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
And you did say this, like 2 years ago.
Exactly. And I told you I got sex trafficking vibes from it. Remember? I was like, he was trying to sell us. The Prince to Diddy. You know what I'm saying? Which one do you want? Which one? I want that one.
What does it feel like to be peddled off like that to somebody powerful? Is it?
It's scary. It's scary because what could happen, but it's like, come on, I'm honored to be
chosen.
Chosen, period. But I don't want to be. I don't want to end up in a ditch somewhere, just because he's choosing so many people and assaulting people. I don't want to be assaulted, and I don't want to be filled up. If you're going to fill me up, make sure you ask me, can I touch you? You're beautiful. You, not just you in my house so I can. And I'm like, this is weird, like, tell me first, fool, because I would have charged you, but, and I just make, it did hurt my feelings. So, whatever. I got over it. And I didn't do music no more after that because I was like, I'm cool on music, bro.
That would scare you out of the industry.
Yeah. Like,
I'm with this story before Cassie dropped her lawsuit. I mean, if you put together everything that leaked out about Diddy over the years, and then you look at all this stuff that's coming out now, chances are Diddy did the majority of this shit. In my opinion.
Like, this is all they want. Let me just make an album and sing and write. You a producer, ain't you? But no, you're a freak and a creep. Yeah. Ask permission first, because no means no.
Well, it's nice to see you again.
You too.
You look more beautiful than ever.
Oh, thank you.
I love your outfit. All right, Janina. Thank you very much.
Bye.
Okay.
Lord of mercy. Okay, so back to the lawsuits. I'm not going to go back on Pacer yet. As always, any donations is greatly appreciated. Pacer takes out quarterly. I think we up to $30-some now from that last data dump I did on it. I'm going to wait until probably, because Discovery is in December. Right, Maximum. All 3,000 is more than that. Them the ones they verified. I'm telling you. Hold on, let me see. Texas, what's that man named Tony Busby? Oh. He is a personal injury law firm, but still. Legal team fires back at Busby. Tony just wants publicity. Diddy's legal team is pushing back on the Texas attorney who hit Diddy with a slew of lawsuits Monday, slamming Tony Busby as a lawyer craving attention. The Bad Boy Records founders' attorneys tell TMZ the press conference and 1-800 number that preceded today's barrage of filings were clear attempts to garner publicity. A reference to Busby, who says he's representing 120 alleged Diddy victims. But it doesn't seem like publicity when over 3,000 people called that number and he only selected 120. Because that's less than 3%. They keep saying, and you know what? It makes it hard to believe anything that Diddy's lawyers say when they came out so hard against Cassie and then turned around in less than 24 hours and settled that lawsuit. And then he sat up there and talked straight shit about that woman. And then when that video came out, all of a sudden, I made mistakes. I've been to therapy. You're full of shit.
This is the type of indictment you would expect from someone in the mafia.
I don't know that I could keep him off the stand. He is very eager to tell his story.
They're going to show that
Yeah,
video
16-year-old
over
boy.
and over about what happens to women that won't change their stories.
His reputation is over.
The United States government, they start making this case as a takedown of a successful black man.
TMZ presents The Downfall of Diddy, the indictment.
You know what? Was it the takedown of a successful white man when Epstein got arrested? Was it the takedown of a successful white man when Weinstein got arrested? Was it the takedown of a successful white man when Danny Masterson got arrested? What makes black people special that is the takedown when one of them gets arrested? Right, Breezer. You and I and everybody else would in a sense know that, but that's the lie he tried to throw at us. They get on my nerves with that oh, he's a black man and black men done had it. So just because you done had it hard don't mean you need to be able to get away with bullshit.
Now
they sat up here and coddled this man into this case today. If after that daggone stampede at that show, he or Vince McMahon, right? We could go on all day. If they hadn't coddled him after that stampede at that show, we wouldn't be here. If after he beat up that woman in the quad at the college, if they'd have taken proper action, we wouldn't be here. If they'd have held him properly accountable instead of coddling him, we wouldn't be here right now because them coddling him all this time made him think he was invincible. Could very well be, Breezer.
Streaming on Tubi.
Tony, you said
you
last
meet somebody with a phone, with a landline phone. Threatened Kirk Burrows with a baseball bat. And those are only the instances we know of. Blew up Kid Cudi car. Didn't he break Kim Porter old nose or dislocate an eye or some shit? These are all verifiable facts, police records. They let it go because, oh, it's Diddy.
that you would begin filing lawsuits as early as this week.
Hell no, I don't believe Jaguar Wright.
Plans to do
Jaguar
so.
Wright is full of shit. Jaguar Wright sits around all day, just scours the internet, and then puts her little riff on it.
And do they involve celebrities? Do they involve just Diddy? People beyond
Use my
Diddy?
language.
I think I'll let the lawsuits speak for themselves. I don't expect there to be anything. You know, everyone's focused on what other celebrities were involved. You know, who's going to be named, who's going to be outed. I don't expect that to happen this week. I'm hoping to file some lawsuits this week. They of course will include Mr. Combs and some corporate entities. But we want to make sure that you know, if we name individuals beyond Mr. Combs, that we make sure that we've done our homework, because it's going to create a firestorm. We understand that. So we're going to make sure that we dot our I's and cross our T's.
Tony, you said something interesting there. You said, I don't expect that to happen this week. So that sounds like there could be other people named, other famous people named down the road. I know you said this is going to be a process over the next 30 days.
Apparently, I was searching the wrong thing. Let me switch tabs. This is from yesterday, 18 pages. Sean Combs, 7777. Let me pull up the chat on my phone. There was something else I said I was going to pull up. Remind me, because I done forgot if I haven't done it already. The wrong thing. Okay, chat's up. Man, she nuttier than a fruitcake factory, yo. Okay, let me switch this over here. Change tab. It's opening. Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na. Okay, I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so y'all can see it. Let me cut the volume down on here and press play. Okay. About his mom, Maximum? I don't know if his mom a victim. Oh, you talking about Jaguar? No, she was crazy before she ever hit the industry. She got issues, bruh. That ain't got nothing to do with her being a victim. It's like pretty much verified now. She got shuffled back and forth because she was such a problem for her parents. That's before she ever touched the industry. No, I'm not saying it to shame her. I'm saying she is nuttier than the Fruitcake Factory. She's not telling her own experience. She's sitting up here going off of stuff that she's heard and putting her own spin on it. Okay, so this is the one that was filed yesterday. This case seeks both compensatory and punitive damages for aggravated essay of plaintiff Jane Doe. The conduct described herein is violent and shockingly typical of defendant Sean Combs. Aided and enabled by numerous individuals and entities, Sean Combs for many years believed he was above the law. He is not. For decades, Sean Combs abused, molested, R-worded, assaulted, threatened, and coerced women, men, and minors for sexual gratification, to assert dominance, and to conceal his abhorrent conduct. Look, one of the hands on her clock missing and the other one just dangling, Carolina Key. Combs accomplished these acts by and through a criminal enterprise built on his success as a rapper, record producer, and record executive. Combs is reportedly one of the wealthiest musical artists in the world. Renee, peace and welcome. Ew, it's too early for that, Breezer. My stomach hurt. Reportedly one of the wealthiest musical artists in the world. Behind the facade of being a 3-time Grammy Award winner, discovering and developing multiple famous musical artists, and ranking on Forbes' list of the highest paid entertainers in the world, there existed something sinister, a dark underbelly of sex, of crime, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, bribery, and prostitution. Combs is a menace to society, women, men, and children. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Yeah, Star cussed her straight out, Maximum. He drug her for filth. While his wealth has kept him above consequence for years, Combs now faces the awesome power of the American judicial system and ultimately a jury of his peers who will be asked to punish him for the deplorable conduct described herein. Combs' business enterprise is central to the pervasive acts of SA and abuse committed by him, his posse, and his pals during the last decades. She went for the wrong one, Maximum. Yeah, PDF file. Combs operated his business headquartered at various times in Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of United States-based corporate entities, including Bad Boy Entertainment, Bad Boy Books Holding Inc., Bad Boy Records LLC, Bad Boy Entertainment LLC, Bad Boy Productions LLC, Daddy's House Recording Studio Inc., and CEOPCO LLC, Combs Global, Combs Enterprise LLC, Combs Enterprise, and Combs Global. Corporate entities in the Combs business portfolio included record labels, a recording studio, an apparel line, an alcoholic spirits promoting business, a marketing agent, talent discovery, a television network, and a media company. On the surface, each of these businesses served a legitimate purpose related to entertainment, music, and other subjects. But in reality, Combs, by and through himself and his agents, employees, and contractors, used these businesses to abuse, threaten, and coerce hundreds of individuals through sexual quid pro quo schemes, as well as to take advantage of individuals with impunity, thinking the victims would never have any recourse. Man, look, I didn't even have to see the interview. As soon as I saw them two sitting on chairs facing each other, I said, you know what? Oh, goodness. Combs and his agents, employees, and contractors through these Combs businesses would tell victims, this is what it takes to be famous. What are you willing to do to become a star? And perform this sexual act or else, to coerce, cajole, or force the victim into performing a non-consensual sexual act for the gratification of Combs and his cohorts. Members and associates of the Combs business engaged in and or attempted to engage in, among other activities, trafficking, forced labor, interstate transportation for the purposes of prizing, coercion and enticement to engage in prizing, narcotics offenses, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Right. The Combs business constituted an ongoing organization whose members functioned as a continuing unit for a common purpose of achieving the objectives of Combs. For years, Combs and his businesses engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse towards women, men, and minors. This abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. As part of his pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated both men and women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of sexual activity with both commercial sex workers and unsuspecting partygoers. Combs ensured participation from these individuals by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them with or without their knowledge, controlling their careers, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same, and using intimidation, violence, and illicit drugs. Combs, while celebrated for his business acumen and influence in the entertainment world, has often been described in a more troubled light as powerful, manipulative, and problematic. His aggressive tactics, both in business and personal dealings, have drawn criticism, with many viewing him as someone who leverages his power to intimidate and control. This darker side of Combs' persona has been underscored by the numerous lawsuits and allegations that have surfaced over the years. Despite his undeniable success, his rise to the top is marred by a reputation for being ruthless and manipulative, using his influence in ways that have left a trail of legal and personal controversies, including but not limited to the following. She was that way before Maximum. You just didn't catch the first rendition. A nightclub shooting incident, 1999. That's the one with Jennifer Lopez and Shine, where Shine took the charges. B, multiple assault allegations. Combs has faced several lawsuits related to alleged physical assaults, many of which have been settled out of court. C, business disputes. He's been involved in various business-related legal conflicts, particularly surrounding his Sean John clothing line and other ventures. These disputes often involve contractual disagreements and trademark claims. And then D, claims by Cassie Ventura, Combs' former girlfriend. She filed a lawsuit accusing him of years of physical, emotional, and sexual abuse during their relationship. She alleged repeated instances of assault, coerced sexual acts, and drug use, all contributing to an environment of fear and manipulation. 9. Combs particularly fancied the use of the popular date rape drug Rufinol, or GHB, to commit heinous, non-consensual acts of sexual violence and rape against countless victims. Combs often would secretly use the drug in an alcoholic beverage served at his parties, typically in a seemingly innocent glass of champagne or a lemon drop. Partygoers were forced to consume the alcoholic beverage containing GHB either prior to entering or while at Combs' party. There are also allegations of Combs dousing victims in lotions or similar body oils, also laced with GHB, so that the drug would be absorbed through the victim's skin and make it easier to take advantage of, exploit, and assault her. Combs' recurrent and pervasive physical abuse took place for multiple decades. His tendencies of violence and sexual assault were well known amongst his colleagues, employees, agents, and businesses. On numerous occasions from at least in or about 96 and continuing for years, Combs assaulted women and men by striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects at, and kicking them. Combs also assaulted children both physically and sexually. And she was doing that before she got with him, though. Remember, she was throwing him in the barbershop. Or was he there? Because Goomba was still there. I think he had tipped around there. So it could have been. But yeah, look, I don't know how she still had ashes at that point. You want to know the truth. I think we need a song break. This is heavy. This is very heavy for early in the morning. But yeah. So we need a song
Obviously,
break.
we have a rapist in Lincoln Park. He's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, cause they raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess, we're looking for you, we gon' find you, we gon' find you, so you can run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that, homeboy, homeboy. We got your t-shirt to the left fingerprints and all, you are so dumb. You are really gone, for real.
The man got away, leaving behind evidence. I was attacked by some idiot in the project.
So dumb, so dumb, so dumb, so he's climbing in your windows, he's snatching your people up, trying to rape them. So y'all need to hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, hide your kids, hide your wife, and hide your husband, cause they raping everybody out here. You don't have to come and confess, we're looking for you, we gon' find you, we gon' find you, so you can run and tell that, run and tell that, run and tell that, homeboy, homeboy.
iTunes below. Proceeds.
Lord. Now back to this nasty document. In 1996, Combs was found guilty of criminal mischief for threatening a photographer from the New York Post with a gun. In 1999, he was arrested and charged with second-degree assault and criminal mischief in connection with assaulting a record executive. Bijou Cassell, peace and welcome. That was the bodyguard that did that. Oh, Lord. But this, look, his lawyer sat up there in court and said that Diddy didn't have a whole lot of gun charges and stuff. But look at this. 99, arrested and charged with second-degree assault and criminal mischief in connection with assaulting a record executive. Combs was arrested again the same year for his involvement in a shooting in a nightclub in New York. Another instance of violence occurred at a Los Angeles hotel in or about March 16th, which was captured on video and later publicly reported, where Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a woman as she attempted to leave his hotel room. When hotel security staff intervened, Combs attempted to bribe the staff member to ensure silence. In the past year, numerous civil complaints have been filed by plaintiffs who allege that they have been sexually abused by Combs between 1991 and 2009. Dang, for real, I didn't know about that one, but I know his bodyguard beat Drake up and peed on him. In November 2023, 3 lawsuits were filed against Combs under the New York Adult Survivors Act. Cassie Ventura, an artist signed to Bad Boy, sued Combs in New York for rape and physical abuse. She alleged Combs facilitated these acts by and through supplying Miss Ventura with copious amounts of drugs and urging her to take them beginning in 2006. I know, right, Maximum? He just saying whatever. He don't even care. That's why he convinced Diddy and all his relatives to turn in their passports. Joy Dickinson Neal also sued Combs in New York, alleging Combs drugged her, sexually assaulted her, and secretly recorded the assaults in 1991. Liza Gardner, whom Combs at an event hosted by a record label of Bad Boy, sued him for raping her and a friend in 1990 or 91 when she was only 16. In December 2023, an anonymous plaintiff sued Combs in New York for drugging and gang raping her in 2003 when she was only 17 years old. The victim alleged that employees and business associates of Combs, through their affiliation with Bad Boy Enterprise, lured her to Combs' house where Combs then raped her. In February 2024, Lil Rod Jones, one of Combs' former producers, sued Combs for forcing him to engage in unwanted sex acts and sex trafficking, among other allegations. Mr. Jones alleged that Combs regularly drugged others, including minors, by giving them drugs laced with ecstasy and other date rape drugs. Mr. Jones alleged that Combs, in fact, drugged him as well in order to commit acts of oops. Hold on, I messed around and hit the wrong button. In order to commit acts of sexual assault. Drake was running GHB from Turk. Hey, it could be. And if that's the case, Drake gonna be the next one to go down. In May 2024, former model Crystal McKinney and April Lampros sued Combs. Miss McKinney alleged that Combs drugged and sexually assaulted her at his recording studio in 2003. Mimicking what has now become a known pattern, Combs promised Miss McKinney to help her with her modeling career in exchange for engaging in sexual conduct with him. Right, Maximum. The Jaguar went up there on Piers Morgan and lied so bad, Piers had to apologize. And then Bow Wow sitting up here talking about it ain't the same because ain't no Diddy parties. Boy, you probably went to one when you was little and been going ever since. Somebody go check on Bow Wow. He is not okay. Combs promised Miss McKinney to help her with her modeling career in exchange for engaging in sexual conduct with him. Miss Lampros, an intern at Arista Records, which was an owner of Bad Boy, also sued Combs in May 2024 in New York County Supreme Court for raping her on multiple occasions, secretly filming these acts and showing the recordings to multiple people. Drake called them puppy parties. See, yeah, there's that. Ms. Lampros also alleges that Combs ordered her to take drugs on one occasion before he raped her. On July 2024, former film star Adria English, who was employed by Combs as an entertainer at his infamous white parties that brought together the biggest names in the music and entertainment industries, sued Combs in the Southern District of New York for sex trafficking, alleging that he required her to consume drinks laced with ecstasy and secretly recorded sex acts. Yeah, this whole thing is yuck. You see the ticker running at the bottom. Oh, you ain't got no wrench over here, Max. Wait, why can I not give you a wrench? What is going on? This is my channel, damn it. Hold on. I listen, Bijou, I don't listen to nothing neither one of them say. Cause they full of shit. They are powered by drugs. Okay? Drugs. They have incentive. And it's powdery and white. Cause look, Orlando was at one interview and the interviewer went off on him. I told you don't be smoking meth in my house. Sued Combs in the Southern District of New York for sex trafficking, alleging that he required her to consume. I read that part. In September 2024, singer and songwriter Dawn Angelique Richard also sued Combs. Richard was employed by Combs as part of the girl group Daddy Kane, formed by Combs, and later as a key member of Combs' band Diddy Dirty Money. She sued Combs in New York for sexual assault, false imprisonment, and for subjecting her to hostile working conditions due to her gender, including degrading comments and threats. Ms. Richard has alleged that Combs regularly supplied others, including minors, with copious amounts of drugs and alcohol and subjected them to sexual acts while they were sedated and or unconscious due to the drugs and alcohol. In September 24, a federal grand jury in Manhattan indicted Combs and charged him with sex trafficking, racketeering, and the creation of a criminal enterprise in which he abused, threatened, and coerced women and others around him to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. See United States versus Sean Combs, aka Puff Daddy, aka P. Diddy, aka Diddy, aka PD, aka Love. Index number 24, Crim 542, indictment. The indictment explains that Combs' abuse of women and minors was enabled by the employees, resources, and influence of the multifaceted business empire that he led and controlled, creating a criminal empire whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Thank you, Bijou. Combs' long history of violence unequivocally establishes that his actions are motivated by gender, both men and women. Combs has a profound contempt for women and a desire to dominate both minors and other men. His conduct shows a long-standing practice of denigrating, defeating, and attempting to humiliate men, women, and children. His practices and desires are different for men, women, and children. Ew. Jose Pacheco. Hold on, I need my chapstick. Get a dry mouth reading this mess. Is it in this bag? Yes. His actions are unequivocally motivated by the victim's particular gender and age. Plaintiff's allegations herein substantially mirror Combs' prior conduct as established through criminal indictments and other lawsuits. Through this case, plaintiff seeks a full measure of justice from a man who, through his power, money, and influence rendered him, who thought his money, influence, and power rendered him untouchable. What you need in life: money, power, respect. Plaintiff joins many other victims by filing this complaint in hopes their common voice makes it impossible for Combs to assault another person ever again. The conduct complained of in many of the cases to be brought involved others who facilitated, encouraged, or participated in the conduct alleged. Plaintiff Jane Doe is a female who resides in New York. The city has been left unpled for anonymity. Sean Combs is a male who, on information and belief, resides in New York City. Through incarceration, he at the jailhouse. Okay, so this is just the basic boilerplate. He owned all these businesses at the time, which enabled him to commit the unlawful violence against her and to harass and subsequently intimidate her into silence afterwards. Now, remember, they have proof that he was contacting people that were being subpoenaed by the grand jury before the grand jury even got a chance to subpoena him. You cool, Bashar? we wilding over here. You cool? Diddy enrages all of us. He is turning. I never liked Diddy like that, and this just made me not like him even more. But okay, so Diddy say, somebody say he tapped him in the tail, right? And Diddy say, I ain't tapped nobody in the tail. And then the lawyer come by and say, we got 5 more people say Diddy tapped him in the tail. And Diddy turn around and call 3 of them and be like, hey man, you know when I tapped you in the tail, that wasn't what you thought it was. That was an accident, man. You contacted them before the daggone subpoena even got there. So if you knew who to call, then you know you tapped them in the tail. That should be proof and evidence enough right there for us, the court of public opinion, to know that Diddy did the shit. That should be enough for us to know that Diddy did the shit. They said, oh yeah, we got other victims. And he started calling people and trying to convince them that what happened to them didn't really happen. And some of this is recorded, and he was using other people's phones to call and other people's phones to record the calls. See, this is what I'm talking about. They coddled him too long. Look, he was the token, and that enabled him to get to the point where he became untouchable. That's my theory anyway. Because remember, he started out with Clive Neal and Andre Harrell. He was the token to replace the Andre. Because remember, with tokens, there can be only one. Defendant CE OPCO LLC DBA Combs Global FKA Combs Enterprise LLC is a limited liability company incorporated in Delaware that has its principal place of business in Hollywood, California. Diddy like to party, and you gotta tell him no. Gotta tell him no. Yeah, he is. He gonna go up north and have that whole jail shook. Nah, he going over there to, what is it called? Greenleaf or wherever R. Kelly at. He gonna end up over there. On information and belief, Combs Global is an alter ego for Combs and or a successor in interest to Combs' other corporations, and for the purpose of moving, disposing of, and or insulating his assets, including in connection with his criminal activities and to avoid liability. Combs Global currently owns, controls, and or oversees Bad Boy and Combs' other business ventures in the music, fashion, fragrance, beverage, marketing, film, television, and media industries. As part of his Bad Boy record, Combs has a Bad Boy name over the past few decades. Okay, so here go the real deal Holyfield. They dropped 6 lawsuits, right? And it's looking like they numbered them. This one is 7777. I found another one, 7774. So there's probably going to be 4 more. And I got the feeling that like the first 5 pages are going to be the same. Yeah, he probably is. Well, no, that's in Cali. That's on the West Coast. What? I didn't see that one. Which one is that? Let's see, I'm behind because I've been traveling. Okay, let's skip some of this because this is a whole bunch repeating all these daggone businesses. Yeah, he lived in Cali, but all of these have been filed in the District of New York. Okay, so this is one of the 6 that we're going through now. Probably. Oh, this is the female. In or around June 1995, plaintiff attended a promotional party at Elks Plaza in New York City for the music video One More Chance by Biggie Smalls. The event was packed with high-profile guests. While plaintiff was dancing with friends, Combs approached her and asked to speak with her privately. Expecting an innocent conversation, plaintiff agreed and followed him. Once alone in a bathroom, Combs unexpectedly began kissing plaintiff. Feeling uncomfortable and confused, plaintiff asked him to slow down, believing they were there to talk. Instead, Combs advanced aggressively. When plaintiff attempted to pull away, he violently struck her, slamming her head against the wall and her to fall to the floor. Disoriented and in pain, plaintiff tried to escape, but Combs hit her again, making it nearly impossible for her to move. Combs then lifted her dress and raped her while he helped on. Tried to resist, but her injuries and shock left her powerless. After the assault, Combs lifted his clothing in a nonchalant manner and threatened plaintiff, saying, "You better not tell anyone about this or you will disappear," leaving plaintiff terrified for her life. Combs left the bathroom, abandoning plaintiff in a state of shock, fear, and shame. Plaintiff remained on the bathroom floor for a while, trying to regain her composure. I'm telling you, he's a malignant narcissist, a psychopath, a megalomaniac, one of those or some combination thereof. Plaintiff felt intense pain in her head from the blows and was emotionally shattered. After some time, she managed to stand, fix her underwear and dress, and wipe away her tears. Terrified that someone from Combs' business might be waiting outside to harm her, plaintiff cautiously gathered the courage to leave the bathroom. Plaintiff left the party. Since the assault, plaintiff has it triggers traumatic memories. Good grief. For years, plaintiff kept the assault secret, fearing retaliation from Combs and Combs' business. Okay, plaintiff hereby incorporates the foregoing paragraphs as if fully set forth there herein. Yeah, maximum he should have been. By forcing sexual contact onto plaintiffs, specifically by physically assaulting and then forcibly raping plaintiff, defendant Combs committed a crime of violence motivated by gender under the Victims of Gender Motivated Violence Protection Act as defined in the New York City Administrative Code. The requirement that the crime of violence he committed because of gender or on the basis of gender and due at least in part to an animus based on the victim's gender is satisfied because defendant Combs forced plaintiff to engage in a sexual interaction without consent. The Combs business enabled Combs to commit the crime of violence motivated by gender because Combs out of Combs business and carrying Combs business products. Well, you know, his father got unalived when he was very small. So that might have something to do with it. Instead of, he got a mommy and a daddy complex. Like for real, on the low and the cool. Why does it sound like a marching band outside? Or am I bugging? Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go to the next one, which is 7774. And as I've already established, we are going to, in order to kind of simplify this, streamline it a little bit, because we're going to be getting a whole lot more. We're going to skip the minutia because it's basically all the same. It's listing his corporations, companies, is giving the premise for what's going on, but the meat and potatoes is the little couple of paragraphs because most of this is the same. Yes, the nightclub shooting. I already read all of that. I'm not going to read the same thing 5-6 times because we got 5-6 lawsuits. In real life, Freddy Krueger very well could be. In 2008, and these plaintiffs are demanding jury trials. In 2008, plaintiff worked as an advisor for Echo Clothing and had been employed by the company for approximately 7 years. Echo Clothing at the time was among the most popular clothing lines in the country. In 2008, Combs' Sean John clothing line was also hitting peak popularity. Plaintiff had in fact met Combs several times in connection with Combs' development and marketing of the Sean John clothing line. Man, people will get on the internet and lie about anything. They K-Dot fans said that y'all ain't gonna be there no more, but quit lying. Echo and Sean John were competing lines within the clothing industry. You've been drinking gin all night. You must got a cast iron stomach, buddy. Mm-hmm. Both having had a large amount of success within the hip-hop community. Moreover, both lines had relationships with and were carried at the time by Macy's, a well-known department store. In or around May 2008, plaintiff was in the stockroom at Macy's flagship store at Herald Square in Manhattan when Combs and 3 of his bodyguards entered the stockroom. This is finna go left. I think this is the one you was talking about. Plaintiff came upon Combs and his bodyguards at a T-junction in the stockroom where plaintiff had very little room to maneuver. Combs was flanked by 2 large bodyguards to the left and 1 large bodyguard to the right. Immediately after turning a corner in the stockroom, plaintiff was hit hard around the base of the neck, possibly with a pistol. The blow forced plaintiff to his hands and knees. As plaintiff looked up, he saw that each of the bodyguards had guns in their waistbands. Plaintiff heard multiple voices call out things like, "I'll unalive you." Combs approached plaintiff while plaintiff was still on his hands and knees and said, "Suck my Echo," referring to the clothing line that plaintiff worked for. Combs thereafter forced his wanky in the plaintiff's mouth and proceeded to forcefully and brutally orally grape plaintiff. Combs continued for at least 2 minutes until Yo, I'm gonna need some Pepto-Bismol because this is sick. While orally graping plaintiff, Combs grabbed plaintiff's hair and made derogatory comments like, "You like that, white boy?" After he was finished, Combs threw plaintiff's head aside and said words to the effect of, "Shut up or I'll kill you." Combs and his bodyguards began to leave, taunting plaintiff as they did. Combs proceeded to gather Sean John merchandise from the stockroom. He left the stockroom and headed out to the Macy's retail floor where he began passing out merchandise to an adoring crowd as if nothing had happened. 2 minutes? Wait a minute. Not only is you a gross weirdo, you a minute man. He was probably scared. In shock and traumatized, plaintiff gathered himself and went to Macy's security to report the assault. By this point, Combs and his bodyguards had left the store. Plaintiff was told ever did. Shortly after, so they fixed for this. Laying him the yeah. Approximately 3 weeks later, Terry Lundgren, CEO of Macy's, pressured because Macy's had just signed a multi-million-dollar John clothing. Echo thereafter terminated plaintiff from told he company paid apartment. Plaintiff is informed and believes that the report of the assault was destroyed or otherwise purged from Macy's records, and no action was ever taken as a result of the report. He taking everything, Caroline. Kid. Result of the incident and the threats made against him on that day included plaintiff was known to Combs by way of his work with rival clothing company Echo. Good God Almighty. That is some sick mess, y'all. That oh my God. Okay, so I'm gonna take y'all with me because that's 7774. We didn't did that one in 7777. Did I put 27 on there? I don't think so. We might not get through them all because I can feel myself finally getting sleepy, darling. It's almost 9 and I'm just not getting sleepy. I might have to stay up all day. Oh, this is beyond crazy, beyond wild. So anybody coming in, we are skipping directly to the factual 6 lawsuits. This ain't. John Combs' infamous white parties were legendary events known for their exclusive extravagance and strict dress code where attendees were required to wear all white. These high-profile parties, particularly those held at Combs' estate in the Hamptons, attracted A-list celebrities from across the area. The events were lavishly decorated, featured live performances, and boasted top-tier food and beverages. Weinstein, Epstein, Danny Masterson. Shoot, I keep going. The atmosphere at these parties was one of opulence and luxury, often making headlines for their celebrity guest list, over-the-top entertainment, and the stunning aesthetics of the event. Many unsuspecting individuals were. Some of this recruitment took place in Manhattan. Many individuals were also recruited in Los Angeles and were paid to fly in and to attend these functions. So far, Maximum, he taking the cake. Hey, Akeem. In 2006, plaintiff employed by a security firm, Mass Security, where he provided security services for nightclubs and private events. In August of that year, plaintiff jobs at Combs' East Hampton property, which he believed hosting an exclusive white party for a large, affluent crowd. Plaintiff noted that the guests arrived in luxury vehicles and many appeared to be executives. Upon plaintiff's arrival, events hosts who expressed interest in meeting all staff members. During their interaction, Combs offered opportunity working security, ultimately declined due to Combs appeared sympathetic decision. Rest, Combs targeted plaintiff and provided him with 2 alcoholic drinks throughout the night. After consuming the second drink, plaintiff began to feel extremely ill and leaned against his truck for support. Based on information and belief by himself, previously laced the drink with drugs, including but not limited to GHB and or ecstasy. This behavior towards plaintiff mimics the pattern of Combs and his agents' employees drugging unsuspecting victims in order to make it easier for Combs to sexually that person. Unfortunately, plaintiff was one such victim. A photograph of an exemplary container used by Combs and or his agents' employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. That's a dosing thing, ain't it? Combs approached him again, inquiring about his well-being and what plaintiff initially interpreted as concern. However, he soon found himself being forcibly pushed into an open van by Combs, an act that left him in considerable pain. Maximum guard! 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 Mm-hmm. Oh, goodness. It makes you feel like a porn star. Once inside the van, plaintiff was held down by Combs, who overpowered him while he struggled to escape due to the effects of the drugs in his system. In a horrific turn of events, Combs essayed plaintiff by inserting his... Oh, God! All the while dismissing plaintiff's pleas for help by repeatedly saying, "You'll be all right." After the assault, Combs left plaintiff in the van and proceeded back. Plaintiff struggled to leave the party due to the drugs he believed to be in the system from the alcoholic drinks provided. As plaintiff was leaving, he experienced a disturbing sensation as a lubricant-like fluid leak. Ooh, grody. Ooh, like, This is so nasty, y'all. So nasty. I feel like Nettie on The Color Purple right now. Why? Why? Why in the hell would you do this, you nasty bastard? You nasty, nasty bastard. We need another song break. I'll be right back, y'all.
Yeah, what's up, bro? Hey, look, bro. I don't want to rap for. I'm gonna pull up. Pull up. We gonna rap when I get there, nigga. I'm gonna pull up. All right, say that.
My nigga Loki got the hits, dog.
What's up, bro?
Hey, yo, Q, give him something to vibe to.
Tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth, and shame the devil. Yeah, you better tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth, truth, for shame the devil. Tell them folks how you changed on me. I gave you my all, but you turned your back on me. Tell them how you did speak up when they spoke down on me. You would tell me for a nigga like your respectfully. Even your family be cooked, no loyalty or respect, and that's the shit for. But you lied, and right now is the chance to set shit right. Tell the truth, my nigga, or the other side. And I'm tired of hearing you swearing his name on you a motherfucking lie. Cause I'm on one, yeah. And I'm tired of hearing you swearing on God knowing you a motherfucking lie. Please tell the truth, tell the truth, tell the truth. For shame the devil. Yeah, you better tell the truth, tell the truth. Tell the truth. Where my faded, I thought I never said it, but I feel so betrayed. You get no love, you hate it. I thought you was my dead one. Let me talk, don't say it. And I'm triggered and I'm on one. I can't believe I'm about to push up on my day one. When I've been there since day one. Even being a godfather to your firstborn, yeah. But to you that shit don't mean nothing. You ain't a gangster, you a P. Screaming you real, but you don't know what that is. Was my brother for real? We shared one meal, when we ate at the crib. We were hurting for real. I was hurting for real. Now I'm clutching the steel, ready to kill. True, tell the truth, tell the truth. Man, I thought you was my day. True, tell the truth, tell the truth. Say the devil, fuck it with a real one. Tell the truth, man, I thought you was
Yo, just yo. Yeah, Diddy and his Diddy open up here doing being nasty. Just ugh. When plaintiff finally managed to leave the scene home, he informed his supervisor of the incident. Upon arriving home and showering, plaintiff noticed more discharge, which intensified his feelings of violation and revulsion. In the aftermath of the assault, plaintiff struggled with intense emotional pain and mental health issues, feeling disgusted and deeply depressed. Plaintiff has experienced a significant impact on his personal life. He is never married and often struggles to maintain relationships due to the assault. Plaintiff describes himself as an all-American guy, yet acknowledges that not a day goes by without thoughts of the traumatic incident. And then it goes into the list of causes. So we go back to the document cloud, and we're going to find the next one. That's 7. $774, $776, $778 right here. This one's 20. Brace yourselves, everybody. Brace yourselves for this nasty shit. Okay, let's see. Parties. Okay, Mr. Combs' legendary white parties in the Hamptons were well known by many, including John Doe. This is in 78, right? Okay, so this is 70, 76, 774, 776. Okay, yeah. I'm just making sure I'm not rereading one. Look, I don't know if Diddy gonna be scared of them motherfuckers, and if them motherfuckers in jail finna be scared of Diddy. Cause he's sitting in the same room as Bankman Fried. That poor little bit crying his eyes out, getting towed up every night, and we don't even know it. Sam Bankman Fried. The kind where countless celebrities would attend. In 98, when John Doe was only 16 years old, he was recruited out of New York City. And indeed, while residing in New York City, received an invitation to one of Combs' parties through a mutual connection. When he received the invitation, he felt like he finally had the opportunity to rub shoulders with the who's who of the industry. He thought it could be his chance to break into the music industry. Others from New York City received such invitations to go to the Hamptons for the party. Indeed, many of those at the party were in fact New Yorkers. The party took place at Combs' mansion in the Hamptons. As John Doe entered, he spotted countless celebrities and A-listers who formed the music and entertainment industry. He recognized faces he had seen on TV and on the big screen. As John Doe made his way through the crowd and toward the restroom, he unexpectedly bumped into Combs. Shocked, John Doe found himself face to face with Combs, a titan in the music industry, standing right in front of him at his own party. Doe took a picture with Combs at the 1998 party. That's either a Caucasian male or a very light-skinned black man. Yo, they coming with pictures and everything. Wait a minute. Who is that in the background? Who is this? I don't know. Don't tell me that's Justin Bieber. If that's Justin Bieber, I'm a holler. But it's not, because Justin Bieber's from Canada. Combs took an interest in John Doe and wanted to talk to him. They walked to a more private area near the portable restrooms brought in for the party. There, John Doe told Combs he was a big fan of Combs and shared his dreams of becoming a star. Combs smiled, telling him he had potential and the look. When John Doe admitted his voice was not great, Combs smiled, telling him he had. When John Doe admitted his voice was not great, Combs assured him that did not matter. Combs made clear that the only thing that mattered was having the right look for the industry, and with it, Combs could transform Doe or anybody into a star. Despite the pleasant conversation which occurred, things took an unexpected turn for the worse. Combs abruptly told John Doe that he needed to drop his pants. John Doe, caught completely off guard, confusingly asked Combs to repeat himself. Yeah, that's true, Maximum. But you know he ain't going to regular jail. He going to Club Fed, baby. Combs made himself clear. He instructed John Doe to drop his pants and expose himself so that Combs could inspect it, explaining it was a rite of passage and the route to becoming a star, and also as a way to prove himself. Don't you want to break into the business? Carolina Kid. Doe immediately felt uncomfortable, froze, and did not know what to do. Combs remained calm and stood in front of him and stretched out his hand in a cup position. Out of fear, anxiety, and the imbalanced power dynamic between himself and Combs, John Doe then dropped his pants and exposed himself as Combs previously instructed. Combs moved closer and grabbed John Doe's privates with his hand. He firmly He basically groped John Doe, and John Doe was 16 at the time. Combs abruptly then let go of John Doe and told him that his people would be in touch. Combs continued with his party as if nothing had happened, but for John Doe, everything had changed. John Doe eventually recognized Combs sexually assaulted him by and through his power and influence over John Doe because he knew John Doe wanted to become a star. As a result of Combs' essay onto John Doe while he was a minor. John Doe experienced damages including pain and suffering, mental anguish, physical impairment, and emotional torment. The interaction continues to humiliate and cause shame on John Doe. Because of Combs' power and notoriety, plaintiff was afraid to report what had happened. John Doe became yet another sexual assault victim of Combs through the same pattern of and abusive influence Combs exercised over others previously. Good grief. They caught Christian Combs partying 2 days after Diddy last court hearing. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 2 more to find. Okay, that's 7, 7, 7, 8, 7, 7, 7, 2. Oh, goodness. I'm trying to hold out until we get to the last one, but it might not work. We might get through this one. I'm tempted to shut it down now and come back later. Plaintiff worked for Royal Reigns Management, a prestigious company based out of New York City with additional offices in Los Angeles and Atlanta. Through plaintiff's industry connections, he gained access to parties associated with Combs and Bad Boy Entertainment. One party took place in or around October 2021. These connections and invitations ultimately led to life-altering and traumatic experiences for plaintiff. Combs' business picked plaintiff up from the airport and transported him to New York City, where the party was to take place. Upon arrival, plaintiff noticed several well-known artists in attendance. Plaintiff was immediately offered what he was told was ecstasy by associates of Combs' businesses, which plaintiff refused. Plaintiff limited himself to just one drink. Even though plaintiff only consumed one alcoholic drink, the effects of the drink were immediate and overwhelming. This behavior towards plaintiff mimics a pattern of Combs and his agents, employees, drugging unsuspecting victims in order to make it easier for Combs to sexually assault that person. Unfortunately, plaintiff was one such victim. A photograph of an exemplary container used by Combs and or his agents, employees to insert GHB into alcoholic drinks is seen below. Plaintiff soon became disoriented and the room started spinning in a state of confusion. He attempted to remove himself from the situation, seeking a safe space. As plaintiff tried to leave, a male voice told him to hold on, and he promised to help him. The next thing plaintiff remembers is being in a bedroom. Despite being vaguely aware of his surroundings, he could not move, speak, or fight back. Plaintiff was paralyzed, feeling as if he was trapped in his own body. Multiple men began to SA him through sodomy and other forced acts. He distinctly recalls seeing Combs above him naked and at one point during the assault. During this time, plaintiff was sodomized by at least 3 men. Plaintiff could feel a difference in the size of the men. Oh! La 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 la. Okay. I can't take no more this morning. We're gonna stop it here. I might be back later tonight, depending on how I'm feeling. I might have to go out and do some shift orders because I'm running low on the shmoney. So, yeah. So if I don't be out too late, I might go live again. But right now, I'm finna go to sleep because this is entirely too much. My eyes are like, they just, as soon as I read that, my eyes dropped down like, nope, you going to bed. So, I will holler at y'all later. Yeah, Carolina kid, it never sat well with me, and now it just don't sit well at all. It just to the left, to the left, to the left, to the left. But I will be back later. We gonna finish this up though. I'm sorry. Sometimes I promise y'all I'll be gonna be most consistent and stuff, but I've been on, selling the house, moving, and then I haven't been feeling too tough some days. So y'all have to excuse me. It's not because I didn't want to go live, but life been life. And so until next time, this is Tripsy's Treehouse, where it's always swinging.